Here we are, folks, back into the book of Revelations here in chapter 18. Here we have more descriptions of these Adam Weishaupt illuminists that are ruling the earth, and these 10 unseen merchant kings, Mystery Babylon, and here it is, another description as it's being destroyed. And after these things, I saw another angel here in 18 come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen. There's the double fallen again, as I said, for the first one there in Iraq years ago, and for Mystery Babylon today. So is fallen here, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now remember these statements. Notice this hateful bird here. This isn't some eagle or a vulture. This is a description of the fallen spirits. Notice it said the unclean spirit, bird. Notice that Babylon now, as I said, the pit's been opened. Up they come. They're kicked out of heaven. Down they come. So here they are, and they're about to go to hell. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So there they are. There are the 10 illuminists. They are the big bankers. They run the markets, and we're going to get a description of them here. Okay, so notice it's all nations. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. There they are. Some of this I have to read twice. And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay, so there you are. Notice where this is at. We're going to have that sickle. It's going to, even if you're martyred by the Antichrist, you're still being blessed by the Lord. So, here they are. Come out of her. Now the wheat's in the barn there, symbolically in the similitude language. That you receive not of her plagues. So here we are at the very end. 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Now we just saw that. We saw the throne of God. Nobody can come in and out next to God there in the throne because of his anger. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. And double is really what they worship. They worship, notice the Habsburg symbol, it's the double-headed eagle. We talk about double speak, double-tongued, double-hearted in the Bible. And all of that is evil. It's never good. All right, so there it is. And they love their doubleness, and they love to have a split-tongue lie going. 7, now how much she hath glorified herself, this is Mystery Babylon, and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So there's the big top luminous of the world, and they don't believe they're ever going to see any bad. So there they are, and they believe in their haughty world government that's going to overthrow Christ. 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day. See, this is the day of the Lord here. Death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. Now, is that not the warrior on the white horse, folks? Nine, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament her for her when they see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off, for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. You see there? Notice how they're standing afar off from all the fire and brimstone, because they're the kind of people that send you to war and sit in their bunkers. They'll fight all the way to the last drop of your blood. So there they are, standing afar off. And here comes the great men, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise. Now here, this is a list of the Illuminati treasuries. Follow this backwards. Find out who controls all this stuff, and you will run flat dab into Satanists. These Luminists that follow the doctrine of Adam Weishaupt. The merchandise of gold in 12, and silver, and precious stones, and of pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all fine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. Very interesting. Someone might say, I thought slavery was over. Oh boy. You gotta get some discernment, man. It's alive and well. It's alive and well. And souls of men. It took me a while to understand that, how they can buy off the people teaching and twist people up through their power. Souls of men. Yeah, they're destroying the souls of men. Trying to. "14. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty, that's a royal word, and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all." Now here they are, these merchant kings again. See, they set up the kings and cast them down. The merchant kings. 15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, notice the double, that great city which was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning. How about that? So there they are. 16th is in alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen. Those are royal, and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they shall cast dust on their heads, and they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. So notice it says all that had ships in the sea. So there's another clue. Look at the shipping companies, and you will run into the luminous. From 1 hour she's made desolate. And 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Now, does that not sound like the warrior king, folks? Come on. Okay. They'll be found no more at all. 22, and the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee, and the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants, now this is a big important one. Notice the bridegroom there. And we are the bride of Christ in the similitude language. But yet, he's talking about marriage also. But there's another big important one here, and that's identifying the real people that are running the world. Listen to this. And the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. That's all nations. So they're all going to jump on board. Just like you see them jumping over COVID, how they signed that 60th degree pact, the whole world did, every country that wouldn't go outside the 60th degree parallel on the earth with their ships or planes. What about this mystery Babylon? In 24, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. So there you go. This is the old bloodline. This is the old spiritual kingdom of Satan. It goes all the way back pre-flood, and here we are just reading about the final demise. Hey, I'll see you on the other side.